history coming in terms of last week's form, both with contrasting fortunes. Damien Watson's my name. Paul Elvish is alongside me. Hopefully a great game today as we get underway. And King wins it down for the Kangaroos. Trying to break her way through for the Demons is Lampard. Looks like we'll have a secondary ball up in the middle. Welcome to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Damien, and welcome to you. And Casey Demons won the toss and are kicking to the right of screen. So far this season, the Roos are undefeated, and Casey haven't had a win.
Well, they played well in the first half last week, and they win the clearance here through the agency of McDonald. Kick inside 50, Sheeran, unguarded square. It rolls across the face of goal and trickles over the boundary line, so we'll have a throw in deep in the forward pocket, so they get the early clearance.
You saw North Melbourne play last week, Damien. How did they look?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. They were pretty dominant against Carlton in stages. The Blues probably didn't take advantage on the scoreboard when they did have the momentum, but the Jock is going to be a player to watch for North Melbourne at the other end. As we're set in motion once again, neither ruck could really win the tap out. Ling tries to pick the ball up, tries to protrude through a couple of Demons. Can't quite. We'll have another stoppage. But yeah, they did look very promising, particularly when they made the move into attack. Comes down to Sheridan, tries to pick the ball up. Sheeran attempts to bustle her way through. Still a live ball. Ling attempting to pick it up. And tackle affected by Barber. We'll have another ball up.
I was out at my neck of the woods last week. I saw Casey Demons play. They looked very good in the first half.
Round 3 action, of course, in the Rebel VFLW competition. Attempting to pick it up there for Casey is Mitchell. Still no real clean possession. It's slung out. Here's a chance for Hales. Big tackle affected there by McDonald. The umpire comes in. That was almost over the shoulder. It was probably borderline.
Yeah.
Ball up again. King was good in the ruck last week. Palms it down. Gets it back from Barber. Kicks it high. This will probably go out of play. It bounces on its point, but because of the lasso rule, it'll be a Casey ball. The recipient will be Lily Johnson, probably about 70 metres out from goal. It's a bit of a cluttered half-forward line. She'll look to go deep, you would think. She does just that. Kicks it high. Sheridan with the spoil. Got it down. Dodjock soccers it to her own advantage. Then picks the ball up. Sheeran bustles her to the ground. Picked up by Rhodes, the rating best and fairest winner from last year. Free kick behind play. Looks like there was some holding on there, Paul.
Yeah, just after she got rid of it, she held on to her and threw her to the ground. So, fair enough free kick.
A lot of matches in the Rebel VFLW today, obviously with Gather Round. The VFL men's have a state game, so VFLW taking prominence today in Victoria at least. Opportunity for Casey once again. Kick inside the 50. McSweety dropped the mark. Spills out. And pass eventually comes to Mitchell. She got it from Lampard. Mitchell towards full forward. North under enormous pressure early. McSweety's kick smothered by Sheeran. Still Sheeran bustling about. Hand pass comes out. Hales missed the mark really in terms of judging the bounce. Good tenacious play there from Williams, but her kick was smothered. Sheeran tackled in the end by De Cosmo. We'll have another ball up.
Great forward pressure here from Casey Demons, locking it in.
Set in motion again. King got a deft little palm down. The Roos looking to clear the area. They just can't quite at the moment. Hand pass comes out to the path of Sheridan. Snap around the corner. Ling got her hand to it. Now is there boot to ball. Off the boot there of Lynn. Yes, according to the goal umpire. And Casey have first blood. It was a deft little touch, but it was enough.
It was enough. Good goal. As I said, they kept the pressure on there, Casey. They weren't going to let North Melbourne take it away easily. And as I was saying last week, Casey Demons played really well in the first half. Their skills were fantastic. In the third quarter, Western Bulldogs just got away from a bit, and they lost by 10 points in the end. But as I said last week, if Casey play like that all season, they will certainly win a few games. Yeah, the question will be how their fitness holds up, and maybe that was an Achilles heel for them last week because the Dogs did overrun them in the second half. It was a good game in that first half. Sort of end-to-end football, wasn't it? Whereas in contrasting fashion, North Melbourne, maybe outside of the first quarter, dominated the Blues in many respects. So back in the middle, Joanna Lim with first blood for Casey in the opening 4 minutes. As clouds descend upon Arden Street, hopefully not too much rain today. King wins it down for North Melbourne and affects the follow-up tackle as well along with Barber. And we'll have a secondary ball up once again in the middle. It was locked inside that Casey 450 for a lot of those first 4 minutes. It was fair enough. They got a goal then.
Persistence paying off. King wins it down again. Eventually the clearance is won by Rhodes for North Melbourne. Kicks to the open space on centre wing. Nicholas gets there first. Feeds it back. Flanagan confronting. Now retreats back towards her teammate there. Was shoved off it in Sheridan. Just that pressure from Casey. Synonymous with their play. Mitchell loses it. Flanagan dives on top of the footy. And eventually we'll have a ball up on true centre wing.
I thought that might have been ball holding the ball then. She did dive on it.
Maybe not enough prior opportunity in the end, according to the umpire anyway. One down by Jatsak. It'll be an interesting duel with her and King, because King has the height advantage, although Jatsak was good in patches, certainly last week when she was in the ruck. Trying to extract it out there is Johnson. We'll have another ball up on centre wing.
And then swaying for Casey Demons when G comes on, then she'll have the height advantage.
Similar tactic to last week in the sense that they've left Swain on the bench at the start of the game, and Jatsak in the ruck. De Cosmo gives it back to King. Dribble kick. Not sure if that was the intention. Hosking picks it up, gives it back to Flanagan. Now De Cosmo was presenting, but Meyer was the one who got it. Back to Flanagan. Back to Hosking. Can't quite make connection. That perceived pressure certainly strong from Casey. Rhodes with the hand pass out. Trying to pick the ball up there for the Kangaroos is Scott. Flanagan feeds it out. Good persistence from Rhodes. 12's out of trouble. Kicks it inside 50 to Jock. Almost took the mark. Picks the ball up. She's flattened after she disposed of the footy and will get the free kick. Probably about 47 out from goal.
She looks okay. Certainly a heavy hit.
It's a soccer ball on the field, and King just kicks it back from the neighbouring little precinct there here at Arden Street. Wrong code. So De Jock, who was very good last week, I think 3 goals in the win over Carlton, was a main forward target. She is a big kick of the footy. She sets it up to the top of the goal square. It's all Casey. And Paterno just inserting a bit of physical pressure and allowed that ball to bounce through for a behind. So North on the board with a behind. Casey a 1 straight 6. We'll go on 7 minutes in this first quarter.
Nice kick there from De Jock.
Very strong kick of the footy. Certainly gets a lot of penetration and distance. Johnson deep in the back pocket for the Demons. It's turned over. Ling was obviously waiting for it. Rhodes will take the mark and will line up from about 25 metres out from goal on a slight angle. She was very good last week. Of course, the rating best and fairest winner for North Melbourne. So here's a chance now for Audrey Rhodes. Very good in and under. Can she convert on the scoreboard here? 30 metres out. She hooks the kick and misses to the left. So disappointing result given she was well within scoring distance.
Yeah. Probably should have done better than that.
Swain coming onto the ground for the Demons. And we'll see how they interchange between her and Jatsak throughout the entirety of the game for Casey as to who's going to enforce that ruck roll. Speaking of Casey, it's Sophie Casey who takes the mark, and they can work it through the corridor here, the Demons. Here's a chance for Lampard. Kick towards half forward. It's a spacious forward line. Mark taken on the chest by O'Neill. 1-on-1 contest. Sheridan did well to get the hand in. Smith feeds the hand pass out for the Demons, having to retreat. Now the cavalry arrives for North Melbourne. Kick down the line. Ultimately there from Cowan is okay into the middle of the ground, and they're away here, the Kangaroos. Theodore with the hand pass. Kick by Barber towards half forward, and now De Jock. He's got open space in front of her. 3 Demons to contend with. Good tackle effected there by Johnson, and it's holding the ball.
Always going to be tough. It was 3-on-1.
Yeah, it was just one of those situations. It was kicked to her advantage, but she had to pull up as she was moving forward, and the numbers proved to be too much. Tierney enforces a turnover for the Kangaroos. Kick inside 50 wasn't the cleanest. Going back is Bertrand. Here's a chance now for Barber. On the outside, Rhodes. Can she make amends? Yes, she can. Streams into goal and kicks North's first of the day. 1-2-8. Casey a 1 straight 6 after 9 minutes. Great play from Audrey Rhodes.
Certainly made amends. What a great running goal that was. I'll have to say, when I was going through the sides, number 9 for Casey Demons who come in this week, I had to look twice. I thought, is that Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, Riley Witherspoon. She was taken at number 12 in the draft last year in the AFLW draft.
She was.
From Melbourne. Playing for Casey today. In the meantime, Rhodes, very nuggety sort of player, in and under around the packs. She's a good extractor. And that time she was keen to make amends after missing a set shot from pretty much the identical spot only a minute earlier.
And she showed some good pace as well then.
So it looks like Swain's in the ruck now immediately for Casey. That made that change pretty early on. I think it took a little while longer last week, didn't it?
About the 10-minute mark or so last week.
Close.
Look, it's, might have to find out, but I don't know whether it's tactical or is she carrying a slight injury.
Well, Swain does win it down against King. Going hard for the footy. Diving in there for Casey was Witherspoon. And she'll win the free kick. No, it's going against her.
Took the legs out.
Barber goes short to Cosmo. Takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Weaves her way around Byrne and kicks it long inside the 50 to Jock. From behind, couldn't take the mark. Sharking the pack is Meyer. Her kick partially smothered as it withers towards the pocket. Opportunity here for the Kangaroos. Receiving is Meyer. Well, she's confronted immediately by a couple of demons. Tried to take them on, holding the ball.
Good decision.
So no doubt, pressure from the demons, I think, has been superior. Even though the Kangaroos lead on the scoreboard, pressure around the packs has certainly been evident in their play. There's no doubt about that. So we're back in motion once again in the middle of the ground. Cowan applied the pressure there as Lynn got the kick forward. Chance for Williams. This is a very open forward line for the Demons. They've caught the Roos napping. Smith will get there first. Gives a hand pass off to O'Neill. Waltzes into the open goal. And Casey reclaimed the lead. Great end-to-end stuff from the Demons. And they hit the front. 2 straight 12. North Melbourne 1-2-8.
Give that goal to Williams. She looked up and saw the 2-on-1 and she kicked it over the tops to the run-on player. That was just fantastic. It was almost like a set play, that one. So,
and the Kangaroos' defence caught napping there. Just given Casey did have possession, you've got to have numbers out the back, and it was just too spacious a forward line.
Absolutely. Right, what you're saying before. Certainly the pressure around the packs at the moment is from Casey. The tackling's been fantastic.
Speaking of tackles, leading tackler on the ground is Audrey Rhodes. No surprise for the Kangaroos with 3. She had, I reckon, about 18 tackles last week. So back in the middle once again. Swain wins it down. Looks like Jones is in the ruck, the skipper for North Melbourne. As the free kick's been plucked out here. It's going the way of Casey. Must have been in and around the packs. Recipient there will be McDonald. Goes to centre half forward. A good mark. Good presence again from Williams. 55 metres out. Sends a probing kick inside the 50. Shearer going back with the flight. Couldn't take the mark. Hoskins there. O'Neill for 2 in a minute. She's done it. Crafty snap goal. And O'Neill making her presence felt. And Casey moved to a 10-point advantage. 3 straight 18 to 1-2-8. And they've got the momentum at the moment.
Well done then by Sheeran. There was a height advantage to the North Melbourne player, and she just wanted to get it to ground, which is exactly what she did. She punched it, and O'Neill ran onto it. So just those little things sometimes, Damien, that can pay off, and it's exactly what happened there.
So already a couple of goals for O'Neill. Very crafty. Jatsak coming back onto the ground immediately for Casey. So they've made that change in the ruck. They've got the momentum at the moment. So we're not too far away from quarter time. Back in the middle. Jatsak up against Jones. Won by the former. Casey with all the momentum at the moment. It's Sophie Casey getting the hand pass out. Witherspoon turns her way out of trouble. Gets a hand pass into space. Kirkwood tries to break through the Rhodes tackle, which is very difficult at the best of times. Hosking slings it out. Still the ball in dispute. Comes out in the direction here of Lily Johnson, who's made her move up the ground. Hand pass intercepted by the Cosmo. Kicks in the DeJock direction. Will the bounce sit for her? Tries to slap it to her advantage. Still the pressure applied by DeJock. Creates a path for Theodore. Dribbles it inside 50. There is space for the Kangaroos. Fairchild gets back. Overruns the footy. DeJock gives it out. Quick snap. Attempted snap there from Paterno was smothered. Still a chance for the Kangaroos. Barber receives. 30 out from goal. It bounces out the back, but only for a minor score. So North 1-3, and Casey at the moment 3 straight on the scoreboard here at Arden Street.
Got to love the way DeJock goes about her work. She just keeps running onto the ball. Tackles.
And that's the key, isn't it? As a key forward, you can do all the fancy stuff in terms of taking marks and kicking goals, but it's that forward pressure that you create which gives you the extra edge. Here's a chance for Ling. Gets a little kick forward. Casey just have too many numbers. Tyler Byrne was good last week. Traverses her way out of trouble. Kicks towards Williams. Went over her head. Hales gives the hand pass off. Cowan, Meyer, they combine pretty well. Flanagan, kick towards centre half forward. To no one in particular. Kirkwood dropped the mark. Has time to retrieve. Get the hand pass off to McDonald. Now a chance for Casey. We'll get it back with the 1-2. Good play from Sophie Casey. Kicks it inside the 50. Getting back is Hales. She's going to be under pressure here from O'Neill. Tries to find the sanctity of the boundary line, and it bounces out of play in the end. And the umpire says insufficient intent. Hales isn't happy. O'Neill will take it 35 out from goal. He's outside the boundary line here. O'Neill tries the snapshot. Goes across the face of goal. Drifting kick and bounces out of play. So we'll have a throw in the opposite pocket.
That attack then for Casey again. They kick the ball over the top for someone to run onto. Obviously that's the intent today. They do look like they have a small forward line, so...
It's almost like Pagan's paddock, pardon the pun. Given we are at Arden Street, it's quite appropriate.
Yep.
Tap one by Jones for the Kangaroos. Trying to pick the ball up is Xander. It was pretty good last week. Just gang tackle to the ground. Ling gets a hand passed off. Here's an opportunity. That's a big snap towards goal. Drifts towards O'Neill. Picks the ball up in the pocket. Hand pass missed the mark. Hosking. Deep in defence. Kick there by McSweeney will find the boundary line. Will it? No, it stays in play. That was pretty fortuitous in the end, and seeing it over is Johnson.
I think that could have been in trouble for deliberate.
Sort of bounced on its point and stayed in, so Johnson had to actually take possession.
Yes.
So it'll be a throw in just outside the attacking 50 for the Demons. Jones tries to take it on the bounce. Trying to pick the ball up is Witherspoon. She's gang tackled immediately. O'Neill. Left foot kick towards full forward. It's a 2-on-1 contest. Williams will it sit obligingly for her. That's a clever little tap towards Ling. Almost a bit of a cross soccer style. Hand pass comes back towards Ling for the Kangaroos. Trying to combine with her teammate in Flanagan. Just the pressure. Too immense for Casey, and it's a goal for Williams. She followed up well, and the Demons are on top early here at Arden Street. Good persistence there from the Demons forward line, just applying that pressure. And Tegan Williams, who's been prominent across that half-forward line, is rewarded with her first.
You're spot on there about the pressure again. It's just they weren't letting North Melbourne get away with it easily. Just kept harassing and tackling, and ball comes to ground, and the Crumbs were there to kick the goal. I'm just trying to see how much time's left here, Damien, but
the clock doesn't work at the stadium.
Okay, so...
We're getting close to quarter time, I know that, because they're 20-minute hard quarters in the VFLW.
They are, unless, of course, there's an injury where the umpires will ask the clock to be stopped.
It looks like the Casey coaching box are about to retreat, so we're getting close to quarter time, I'd imagine. 4 straight to 1-3 here at Arden Street. Demons on top early, looking to atone for their second half fate out against the Bulldogs last week. Jatsak wins it down. Good tackle there from King, the opposing ruck. And holding the ball. Good play from King. McDonald tried to break through, was unsuccessful. So Sarah King, the co-skipper for the Kangaroos, pumps it inside the 50. Good presentation at the end from Journey, who takes the mark. They desperately need a goal. Be nice to get one from their point of view before quarter time. Chip pass is okay, just travelled the required meterage. Mark taken at the end for the Kangaroos there by Scott, who goes out wide. And the mark eventually is taken by Flanagan, about 35 out from goal. Flanagan's kick. Getting close. Was it touched on the line or did it clear the pack? We're waiting on the goal umpire. It's there. Flanagan kicks the goal. The Roos needed that one. They've got momentum back on the cusp of quarter time. 2-3 to 4 straight.
Yeah, perfect timing to get a goal, wasn't it? From our angle here, it looked like that it wasn't even close to clearing the line, but goal umpire's right there. Called it a goal. Really important goal there from North Melbourne. As you said, there mustn't be too much time left.
Very happy, and rightly so. Great to see Zara Flanagan rewarded with a goal. She was certainly very good in the first 5 minutes, very prominent around the contest. She's a pretty versatile player as well. Can bob up and kick a goal, and obviously prominent around the midfield. So back in the middle, 9 points the margin. Good game this one. King taps it down, Rhodes off the ground. Trying to bustle away at a troubled Lampard, but the turnover, well, the North pressure has been good in the last few minutes. Scott kicks it inside the 50. Nicholas tries to pick the ball up. It's flung out the direction of Meyer. Can they kick 2 in 2 minutes? Meyer is taken to ground, and a bear hug-like tackle there from Samantha Johnson, and we'll have a ball up.
It's almost quarter time at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, and Southern Saints 2-2-14, Geelong 1-2-8.
Nick McDonald up to 6 possessions. Sarah King likewise for the Kangaroos. Scott traverses her way out of trouble. Just got the hand pass away. Goes off the ground again after Smith approached her. It was clever. Well, kick from Rhodes was smothered. And we'll eventually have a ball up.
Into the NEC hanger, Darabin and Essendon a goal apiece.
Of course, early stages, plenty of Rebel VFLW games today as the quarter-time siren sounds. This one looks very promising. Casey bolted away to a pretty substantial lead before North kicked the last goal of the term to draw it back to 9 points. Big welcome back to Arden Street. Just about set for the start of the second quarter. This Rebel VFLW game. Casey leading by 9 points over North Melbourne in what's been a good contest so far. Swain up against King in the ruck. With light rain falling here at Arden Street, King wins it down to Cosmo with the tackle there as Nicholas tries to get the kick away. Sheridan in the road gives a hand pass off to Hosking and the Kangaroos repel. Kick towards half forward is well chopped off and Lily Johnson takes the mark. Been good across half back so far today. Chips out wide. Kirkwood sprints away from Hosking. Kick was effective. Good pressure there from Hosking in the end. Cosmo got the hand pass away and the Kangaroos on the counter attack. Tierney will be the target here. Spoiled away pretty well by Phillips. A dive in over the football. Fairchild with the tackle. Cosmo's kick inside the 50. Trying to pick the ball up, Paterno taken heavily into the ground. Tierney likewise. Castelliotis was the one who initiated the initial tackle and will have a ball up. 60 out from home for the Kangaroos.
Just had a quick check to the Melbourne hierarchy in their box. I'll let you know in a sec.
Swain leaves it for a teammate in Casey as the Demons try and work it out of defence. Jackson had it stripped from her grasp. Good tackle effected there for the Demons by Wotherspoon. And we'll eventually have a ball up.
The first reply to the question is, it is Jatsack.
Yep.
So well done, Damien.
A chance for Cosmo. Stripped to the footy. Rhodes gets the kick inside the 50. Looking for Paterno. Tries to fling it out the back. Still Paterno diving on top of it. Casey's there as well. The Jock strips her opponent of the footy. Kick around the body from Castelliotis towards left half back. Meyer will lead in the race. 48 from home. Gets a little dribble kick forward. Good pressure from Casey on Paterno. Good tackle there from Sophie Casey. And the umpire giving latitude and will ensure it's a ball up.
And the other question is, I asked her about Swain, who spends a lot of time on the bench, and last week did the same. And their coach said she just always goes off to have a rest.
Swain taps it down. Fairchild bustled off the footy. What can the Demons do to get it out of defence? Kick by Lampard towards left half back. Here's Wotherspoon. Still she goes, falls to ground. Good pressure there from Theodore. 30 metres out from goal. Pops it towards the goal face. And it trickles to the right. Only a minor score.
So it obviously is tactical, Damien. But she's not in the ruck, she's on the bench.
Referring to Swain, of course. So attempt to go out of defence for the Demons to no avail in the end. Chopped off, McSweeney, 55 out, pops it up towards the Jock. Couldn't quite take the mark, follows up well, 30 out from goal, gets a dribble kick forward. Here's an opportunity for Paterno. Oh, tried the check side, that's gone into the post. So another minor score for the Roos. They are pressing in this quarter, just can't quite convert at the present time.
And De Jock in there again, part of that play. Love the way she goes about it.
No doubt she's an inimitable force in that forward line. Phillips has got it at the left back pocket position for the Demons. Pumps it high. Swain will be the target. Tries the high fly. Just couldn't quite get off the ground in the end. De Jock in the front spot couldn't take the mark. Good tackle from Barber. Umpire will say holding the ball.
Yep.
Gang tackle. Had opportunity to get it out. There did Madigan. So chance for Barber here. It's a congested forward line. De Jock may be a target. She could look to go deeper. Barber 65 out. Pops it into the hot spot over the head of Swain. Came off the foot of De Jock in the end. Good hand pass from Theodore. It was on hands and knees. Meyer gets a little kick forward. Demons with the defence though. Good play from Wotherspoon. Kick out towards centre half back. Dropped there by McSweeney. Little kick from Ling didn't go very far. Williams. Casey, they combine well on the outer side. Sophie Casey hand passes to her own advantage and then breaks the Hosking tackle. Gives a hand pass back towards Williams. Kick off the ground from Hosking into open space. Taken here by Hales. Can steady. Handball intercepted again by Williams. They're forcing it forward with persistence here, the Demons. Kick towards the advantage of O'Neill. She's got 2 goals already. Well done from Jones in the one-on-one. Remain composed. Got the hand pass out. Kick from Masweedy was smothered. Tried to go over the top with the kick off the ground. O'Neill's hand pass towards Smith. He went without it. Still the ball in dispute. Pops out towards Lynn. Still no one can get a complete control of it as the Cosmo applies the tackle, but the Demons did well to force it out of their defensive zone and get it to half forward.
Absolutely, good pressure again. I said last week, and I'll say it again, Sophie Casey is not allowed to play for another club.
Swain taps it down to Cosmo. Hits the clearance towards the middle of the ground. Bounce was a little bit fickle there for DeJock. Taken by Tierney. Now it's an open 50 here for the Kangaroos. Kick towards Xander. Bounces obligingly for her. Gets the kick towards full forward. Will she do a Wayne Harms here and follow up? Still Xander. Deep in the pocket. Outside of the boot. Looks towards DeJock. In the end, the Casey defence came up in numbers. And the mark's taken by Lampard on the last line. Well, it looked dangerous, didn't it, for a fleeting moment?
It did.
Lampard out wide to Casey, and now Swain will be the target. The Roos have the numbers. McSweeney's kick to Jock will be the target. Falls out the back, and seeing it over the boundary line there is Lampard. Will have a throw in deep in the pocket for the Kangaroos, who've done the bulk of the attacking in the first 5 minutes of this second term. They trail by 7 points.
And we've got the clock working.
Yes. At the ground, of course. Approaching the 6-minute mark of this second term. It's a relatively even contest. Hales coming off the ground for the Kangaroos. DeJock maybe got a deft little touch there. Good tackle from the Cosmo on Lampard. Well executed, not to go in the back. It'll be a ball up.
So we're 6 minutes gone, and look, most of the time it's been spent in the North Melbourne forward 50.
Swain taps it down. Chance for Rhodes. Feeds it back. Flanagan has kicked the goal already. Has to retreat. Did well. Just couldn't get the kick away effectively. Rhodes may have been shoved to the back. Umpire calls play on. Looks to get it out to Scott. Audrey Scott over the top of it. No kick from Rhodes is partially smothered. And no one can get it out of the congestion for the moment. The umpire giving a lot of latitude. Flanagan with the tackle on Fairchild. Umpire says holding the ball. Good tackle at the end from Zara Flanagan. She's playing with a bit of confidence today. 47 metres out from goal. Wheels onto the right foot. Looks into the pocket to Jock the target. Can't quite take the mark. Does well to retreat. Kicks around the body and kicks a ripper.
How good was the recovery there to jump up for the mark, kept her feet and got her own crumbs. That is fantastic. Really, really good skills. Tackles, flies for marks, gets her own balls. As I said before, I really like this girl.
Well, she kicked 3 goals last week. She's been looking threatening today without necessarily getting a massive amount of disposal. This time she took advantage, even though she dropped the mark. She was able to follow up, remain composed, retreat back, and then get the kick around the body to goal.
Now there's only a point the difference, which is interesting, seeing that Casey Dean was probably in the first quarter, probably dominated for 15 minutes.
But North have dominated so far this quarter, haven't they?
Absolutely, and they got the last goal of the first quarter, so point the difference in favour of Casey.
Audrey Rhodes up to 10 disposals for the Kangaroos. McSweeney's had 8. She's had a few this term, actually. Rhodes also with a goal to her name. Flanagan's got 8 touches and a goal. Wotherspoon and Johnson each with 7 touches for the Demons. They lead their particular list so far today. Hand pass came back from Byrne. Jatsak. It's a little kick forward. Leading in the race for the footy is Sheridan. The Roos playing with confidence at the moment. Can they capitalise on the momentum? Xander. Interesting technique. Kicks it inside the 50. Looking for Tierney. Spalled at the back. Tierney tried to fend off. She wasn't going to get past Phillips holding the ball. No. Well, that's interesting. I thought the umpire was going to motion that, but it'll be a ball up because I thought she took her on.
I believe she did too. Went for the fend off. No.
So it'll be a ball up. 1 point the margin. Casey would be more accurate, but North with the momentum at the moment. Hand pass comes out from Bertrand. North with the numbers though. Barber feeds it back. Kick by Flanagan towards DeJock. Going back with the flight. Numbers are against her. Byrne was playing the backstop. It's a good kick in a dangerous situation. Hits the chest of Kirkwood, and she can clear and repel for the Demons. Kirkwood gets around Flanagan with ease, almost contemptuously. Chips it high towards centre half back. Wotherspoon couldn't take the mark. King, kick partially smothered. Trying to pick the ball up now is Johnson. They work it out of defence pretty well with composure, the Demons. Jatsak has got Lynn out wide. Kick went over her head. Fortuitously spills in front of her. Lynn, can she take advantage? She does. Rockets it out to McDonald. Spacious forward line for the Demons. Going back with a flight. Good mark there from Mitchell. Feeds it off. Williams has been dangerous all day. 45 out from home. Unguarded square. The kick went out on the full. And Jones to repel for the North Melbourne side.
They look good moving the ball there, Casey.
Yeah, Williams had the opportunity. She has been dangerous, hasn't she? Lurky across that half-forward line. Just kick went off the side of the boot, I think, more than anything else. So Jessica Jones, co-skipper for the Kangaroos. Kicks it towards left half-back. Lynn in the box seat. Couldn't take the mark. Tierney gives a hand pass back. Flanagan, touch of the fumbles. Lynn, gang tackled. And we'll have a ball up as we reach the halfway mark of the term. Casey by a solitary point. Probably worth remembering. They held sway, didn't they, at half-time last week?
They did by a couple of points.
Then they faded in the second half. So fitness is going to be a test for them today. Theodore with a tackle. Be another stoppage. Did they look like they were tired last week, Paul?
No, not at all. That was quite surprising in that third quarter, how they just basically everything fell down for them.
Jatsak with the hand pass. Chancing the arms is Mitchell. It's an out Fairchild as it knocked from her grasp by Tierney, and we'll have another throw in.
But in saying that, the Western Bulldogs were fantastic in that third quarter. They were so clinical.
Yeah, they certainly outplayed the Demons in the second half last week. Of course, Kangaroos defeated the Bulldogs by 22 points in round one and then defeated Carlton by 21 points last week. They've had a good start to the season. The Jock had it spoiled away from her. Bertrand brought to ground. Flanagan playing with confidence today. Gives a hand pass off to the Jock. Kick partially smothered. Tierney. Hand pass obviously entrapped there by Fairchild, who kicks it into open space. She was good last week, Fairchild. Picks the ball up. Harried off the footy. Tierney again. He's played well the last few minutes. However, this time, illegal disposal. It's holding the ball.
12 minutes gone at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. 3-5-23 Southern Saints. 1-2-8 Geelong.
So Byrne from right half back for the Demons. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Spoiled away from Jatsak. Did well with the fend off this time. On the right foot, she wheels around. Kicks towards O'Neill, who takes it on the bounce. 55 out. It's got Lynn on her outside. Lynn 52 from home. Gives it off to Williams. Back to Lynn. A touch of the fumbles. Lynn recovers. Left foot kick is high. Going back with the flight. Went through the hands there of Wotherspoon. Did all the hard work. Just couldn't take the mark. Flanagan with the tackle. Will have a ball up deep in the forward line for Casey. Can they rest back momentum here?
Wotherspoon probably should have marked that, Damien.
Yep. She did get in the right spot. She just couldn't quite hold the mark. King taps it down. Ball in dispute. McSweeney tries to pick the ball up. Shoved her opponent out of the road first, and then she's tackled. Another stoppage.
And at the NEC hangar, we have Essendon 2 straight 12, Darebin 1-1-7, and that's 8 minutes into the second quarter.
Hopefully we get a tight finish today here at Arden Street. King taps it down. Williams bustled to the ground by Rhodes. There's a contrast in size and height. Another ball up. Audrey Rhodes up to 11 disposals and up to 12 tackles for the game. King wins it down. Bit of basketball here almost. The hand pass comes out. McDonald take it to ground in the end. So we're seeing a bit of a stifling of tempo, I think.
We have another VFL women's games are all on today, Damien. There is no games tomorrow.
That's right. There's a bevy of them today around the same time as well. There'll be a few later on today in the afternoon. Rhodes went to ground. Hand pass comes out from Theodore. What can the Roos muster here as they try and make a foray forward? Tackle comes in from Paterno. He's come a long way up the ground. A good executed tackle there on Bertrand, and we'll have another ball up.
And over in Adelaide, we have the VFL versus the Sandful.
Yep, as part of the Gather Round celebration. It's good to see state footy back. To Jock. It's a powerful, penetrating kick along the ground. It's well taken in the end by Phillips. And good composure as well. Castelliotis at half-back. Chips it short. The mark taken there by McDonald. Feeds it inbound. Lampard. They combine well on the outer side. Johnson with Fairchild, who kicks it inside 50. O'Neill presents, couldn't take the mark, follows up well. O'Neill straightens up and fires from 40 metres out. Hits the post. That would have been her third goal, and that would have been probably the pick of them.
Oh, my goodness. What a fantastic bit of play. Great composure.
It's the first blemish on the scoreboard too for Casey. They've been pretty accurate today, 4-1 to 3-5. Can the Kangaroos get out of defence or the Demons lock it in? Hales. He's been on and off the ground. He's got it at half back for the Kangaroos. Called to play on. Looks out wide towards Barber. Finds her on the chest. Been good around the clinches. Barber at right half back. Goes shortly for Scott. Well done from Casey to spoil. Barber did well to keep it in a confined space. Going in hard for the football there as Wotherspoon almost had her head ripped off. It was like Elle Woods going to her first class in Legally Blonde. Kicks inbound. Mark taken by McDonald. On centre wing. He's got a couple of options short. Can go laterally as well. Burns presenting. She is going to go laterally. Almost concedes ground in the end. Mark taken by Lily Johnson. Now Byrne will get it on the bounce. Tries to take advantage. Good electric pace. Gives it off to Casey. Just fumbled. Probably could have been better in that situation. De Cosbo will take advantage with the turnover. Hand pass comes out into open territory. Kick off the ground in the end from Xander. It's going to be stopped. Phillips all on her lonesome. Kicks into the middle of the ground looking for Fairchild. Hosking tries to pick the ball up. Fairchild gives it back. Swain lumbers away on the left foot. Kicks it high to centre half forward. Going back with the flight. That's a strong mark taken because it was a 2-on-1 situation. And it can be intimidating. Good mark taken by Hales.
Courageous too.
She's got it at centre half back. 4-1 to 3-5 as we approach half time here at Arden Street. Kick out wide. And it chopped off. Mark taken by McDonald. Certainly had her moments today. Meg McDonald. Kick towards half forward. Sheeran the target. Well done from Sheridan to get the spoil in. Picked up by Kirkwood. Good tackle from Rhodes. I think that's tackle number 13 for her in this game. She loves it. Be a ball up.
That's a crazy stat, isn't it? 13 tackles up till half time.
She had heaps last week. Very good in applying that pressure and winning the ball herself, mind you. It's all well and good to be a bullocking player, but it's always an extra layer to one's game, extra dimension to one's game when they win the football themselves, Paul. Another tackle, this time from Barber, and we'll have another ball up. So a few minutes out from half-time. Swain taps it down. Going to ground Jackson. And that's because she was pushed in the back. So she's got the free kick at right half-back. Can they orchestrate an attack here, the Kangaroos? They've had the better of this second term, although the Demons have probably dictated terms the last 5 to 10 minutes. Kick by Jackson down the line. Castigliotis overruns it. Jones, hand pass smothered. Good tackle there from Kirkwood. And it'll be another ball up on centre wing. Certainly a number of good players to watch today, particularly in the middle. Swain, deft little palm down, using her height advantage. Flanagan's been good today. Kick partially smothered. Picked up by Lampard. It's come a long way up the ground. McDonald sees it over the line. They're appealing for insufficient intent, but nothing doing.
Coming up to nearly 18 minutes gone in this quarter.
Is there time for one last major? Of course, a reminder, you can listen to the State of Play podcast with Joe Pignataro and Gemma Bastiani as well. All the information regarding the Smithies VFL and Rebel VFLW every week of this season. Subscribe to State of Play, the official VFL and VFLW podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. So is there one last chance for the Kangaroos here? Demons have the numbers in this contest as Madigan's taken the ground. Of course, taken at pick 55 in the draft late last year. King gets it in the end from her teammate in Paterno. They didn't quite work it forward as well as they would have liked. De Cosbo taken the ground by Swain. Well, the ball up. Minute and a half out from half time. It's a 2-point ball game at Arden Street.
And Casey haven't kicked a goal this quarter.
Swain taps it down. They've done well to nullify, haven't they, the Kangaroos? Can they take the lead on the cusp of half-time? Xander accepts the kick off the ground from Rhodes. Gives it off to Hosking. Deft little kick forward. Here's a big opportunity. Paterno tries to lead out at Gava. Got Tierney in support. Kick off the ground. Will she find the sanctity of the boundary line here? She will. Now is out on the full. We'll wait on the umpire. There's an appeal, certainly, from a couple of players. Castelliotis had to get back, but benefit of the doubt, will have a throw in.
And the only behind from the Casey Demons is that poster from O'Neill.
Very unlucky not to be a goal in the end. Throw in. Can the Roos lock it in? Swain taps it down to Cosmo waiting out the back. Feeds it off. Barber, 40 out from home. Kick towards full forward. It's chopped off. Good industrious play there by Madigan. Kicks out wide. Finds the target in Smith at right half back, and they can probably hold on to it from here, the Demons. Kick by Smith. It was a poor one. Off the chest there of King. Gathered by De Cosmo. Kick inside the 50. Castelliotis will loom after the footy. Phillips tries to pick the ball up. Paterno is on her hammer. The Demons have the numbers. Kick off the boot of Bertram was smothered. Paterno tries to gather. Slaps it out. De Cosmo will get there first. There's seconds remaining in the half. De Cosmo 40 out. Pops it high. It's all Casey on the last line. They brought the numbers back. And Byrne takes the relieving mark. As the half-time siren sounds, Casey defend their lead. But North had the better of that second term. At the major break, the Demons 4-1-25. Lead North Melbourne 3-5-23. Goal kickers on the ground. So far, and they probably dominated the second term territory-wise. May not have capitalised on the scoreboard as well as they would have liked, but at the moment it's a pretty even contest, Paul Elvish.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. Casey dominated the first quarter and North Melbourne dominated the second quarter. So the scores are probably where we're at.
As we get underway in the third term, I wonder what either side can muster. Lampard moving into the middle of the ground for the Demons. That kick is chopped off, however, by Sheridan. Centre half back for the Kangaroos. Kicks towards centre wing. Good presentation there from Nicholas, who takes the mark on the chest. Good authoritative start. Kicks towards Tierney, going back with the flight. Jatsak did well. Just read the flight of the ball to perfection. She's got it at right half back for the Demons. Bit of a hospital ball there. Looking for Wotherspoon, who was pushed in the back. Good call from the umpire. We could see it from here. She's got it at centre wing.
Yeah, good call. Definitely got the shutout.
A good first half. Wotherspoon's kick is high. Towards right half forward. Williams stretches out. Couldn't take the mark. Good tackle from McSweety. Well executed. It'll be a ball up.
Yeah, definitely no prior there.
So, just having a look at that Demons forward line. Sheeran lining up deep forward. A couple of players lurking around, including Williams, who'll be in that forward pocket in this passage of play. Umpire will call for a ball up again. No surprise to see Rhodes at the bottom of the pack. Just having a look at her tackle count. Now up to 12. Officially. Tap one by King. Rhodes again with the hand passing close quarters. Did it well to Barber, who chips it short. Went over the head slightly of Theodore. Demons have the numbers around the ball. De Cosmo stripped to the footy. Tierney taken down by Fairchild. When I say took her down, at least held her up, because she's hard to take down, Tierney. Very strong player. Ball up. King wins it down. Chance for McDonald. Overruns it. And we'll have another ball up. So a bevy of stoppages to start this third quarter.
Do you think Rhodes would have sore arms after each game with all the tackles?
I think she loves it in general. You practice it enough. It's amazing how the body gets used to it. De Cosmo. Good tackle there from Wotherspoon. And it'll be another ball up. Of course, Casey, I mentioned North Melbourne start to the season. Casey lost to Box Hill by 108 points and, of course, lost to the Bulldogs last week after leading at half-time. That margin there was 21 points. They'd be desperate to get on the board today in terms of a win, just to get their season on track. Remember, they were one of the dominant teams during the home and away season a couple of years ago. They weren't rewarded, though, come finals time. Jatsak towards half forward. Sheridan did well, but couldn't quite take the mark. High kick from Smith inside the 50. Over the head there of Sheeran. Ling going back. Taken down by Sheeran. Too high, according to the umpire. And it'll be Amanda Ling to repel for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, good decision. She come down over the top of it.
Short kick. McSweeney had to work hard. It wasn't the best of passes. Could be costly. Chance for Lampard. He's come up the ground. Sheeran. Little kick on the left foot towards full forward. Williams caught behind on that occasion. Lynn. Snap around the body to the left. She was looking for her second goal. Only a minor score. So Casey a 4-2. North Melbourne 3-5. With Hales to bring it back into play. But promising little passage there for the Demons.
Yeah, Sharon strong there, running towards goal. And of course, last year in the VFLW Rebel League, how close was the finish at the end? Come down to the last round to see where the top 8 were going to end up in order.
It's like the EPL a couple of years back. Here's De Cosmo. Hand pass on her outside to the run of Jackson. Good running support. Jackson's kick to centre wing. Spoiled away from Paterno. It was well done at the end from Phillips. Castelliotis is stripped to the footy, holding the ball. Good tackle there from Theodore. Just persisted in that situation.
Yep.
He's got the strapping hanging loose on her shoulder. She'll take the kick anyway. Kick by Theodore. Down the line, good spoil coming there from Phillips. In fact, it's not strapping. I think her ponytail's gone through her jumper, which is unusual.
It has too. Well picked up. Yes.
We'll have a throw in, 75 out from goal for the Kangaroos. De Jock is milling around inside that 450. Paterno's another goal-scoring option as well. Jatsak wins it down convincingly. Rhodes over the top of the footy again. You can't question her endeavour. Lampard moved onto the ball this quarter. King gets a quick hand passing close quarters to Tierney, who kicks it inside the 50. Demons have the numbers. Loose player back is Byrne. Chips it short. Good pass. And McDonald takes the mark. They're away going through the corridor here, the Demons. Kick by Fairchild towards half forward. Sheeran couldn't hold the mark. Retrieves and picks it up. Tierney does likewise. Gives it back. Oh, running into trouble there was Cowan. Sheeran's kick high towards this full forward position. Williams couldn't take the mark. Good play there. Good defensive play more than anything else from Jones just to lock it up because she did lose her footing. It'll be a ball up deep inside the 450 for Casey.
Great play there going forward by Casey, and Sheeran unfortunately dropped the mark.
Williams can't pick the ball up. Hosking, little kick to centre half back. Tierney couldn't quite take it.
Oh, that's high.
Oh, yeah. Theodore had her head ripped up there by Lampard. It's that contrast in size. Felicity Theodore from centre half back can go laterally. She does just that. Hales has got it. Hales deep inside the defensive 50. Looks out wide. 1-on-1. Casey do have the numbers around the pack. Good tackle there. The follow-up was good from Nicholas. Given she was outnumbered and taken to ground was McDonald. It'll be another ball up.
Get the feeling this game might go down to the wire, Damien.
I hope it does. It's been a bit of a pedestrian start to this third quarter, though. It's been a lot of stoppages. Both sides dusting off the cobwebs after half-time. Rhodes with the kick to centre wing. Paterno leads out. Couldn't gather it. Rhodes running past from the Tierney handball. Couldn't go along with it. King picks the ball up. Paterno was waiting for it. Scott got a little kick away. Here's a chance now for the Demons. Combining there is McDonald with Madigan. Still no real clean possession. Madigan gang tackle to the ground and we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
It's almost like both sides here are too scared to take the game on. You know, they're just playing one-on-one at the moment.
Audrey Rhodes up to 11 disposals, Flanagan 10. Just a reminder, you can get behind your favourite VFL and VFLW team in 2024 and sign up as a member. Head to the VFL website for all club membership details. It's in the corridor now with Flanagan, who had a good first half. Kick the centre half forward. Just dropped short there on the jock. Byrne takes the mark. In fact, it was Wotherspoon and Bertrand, in matter of fact. Kicks it towards centre wing. Hosking. Kick partially smothered. Here's McSweeney on the right foot. Dribble kick towards half forward. Paterno picks the ball up. Gathers. Rockets it out. Tierney's high kick. Going back with the flight. Byrne takes the mark. She's at loose player in defence. Obviously honouring that role.
Yes.
Byrne kicks out wide. Sophie Casey did well to take it on the half volley there. Feeds it back. Bertrand. Kick partially smothered. Byrne able to retrieve and give it back. Oh, Madigan ran into trouble. Good tackle from Theodore. Probably wasn't the prior opportunity. Umpire certainly agrees with that. Kick by Fairchild's chopped off. King, good smother. Coming in from the side there was McDonald to execute it. Ling goes in hard for the footy. Jatsak overruns it. Rhodes taken to ground, leading possession winner on the ground. It'll be a ball up. Rhodes, 11 disposals for the game so far, along with a goal.
Yeah, both sides applying good pressure here.
Ball up just forward of centre for the Kangaroos. The Demons with a loose player inside the defensive 50. So it's interesting to see that. They've sort of adopted that tactic with Byrne playing down there on the outer side. And she can obviously work inside defensive 50 and be that floater across half back. Lynn. Hand pass smothered. Ball done from Cowan. Couldn't get the kick away. Rhodes. Jatsak tries to get the hand pass away. Flanagan waiting for it. The Cosmos in there. Rhodes again. Jatsak. Quick hand pass. High kick from Lampard towards half forward. Sheridan camped underneath it. She was nudged. Away from the play. Hales. Hand pass smothered. Good play from O'Neill. Gets the kick high towards Williams, who affected the spoil herself on Jones. But Jones did well to get to the front spot. And eventually the ball over the line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in deep inside the 450 here for the Demons.
That nudge out just down here before, I thought that could have been a free kick.
Multitude of changes with Xander coming onto the ground for the Kangaroos, and likewise for the Demons with Wotherspoon. We'll have a throw in. Williams taps it down. Scott's kick is smothered. Hand pass from King. Likewise coming there from Johnson, the Samantha variety. It's a throw according to the umpire. It'll be a free kick to Scott for the Kangaroos, and Annabelle Scott will take it from centre half back. Kick into the middle of the ground. Went off hands. DeJock with the pressure on Boone, who did well to arch the back and get the hand pass away. Bertrand's hand pass comes unstuck. Jackson with the handball into open space. Good tackle from Xander. Handball comes out from Wotherspoon. Heavy tackle there from Tierney. And we'll have a ball up.
Seen a lot of that this quarter, haven't we? A lot of tackles, a lot of stoppages. Coming up to the halfway through, 10 minutes.
Just having a look at the tackle count so far, along with the inside 50s. So North in front with the inside 50s, 21-14. Tackles 56-33 in the Kangaroos' favour. So they've dominated those facets. Jackson inside the 50. DeJock in the front spot, couldn't take the mark. Here's a chance for Meyer. Off a step. 45 out from goal. Composed heads required. And Samantha Johnson provides that in spades. Takes the mark deep in defence. Goes short. And McDonald's got it at left half back. Tries to find Fairchild. Had to reach hard for that one. Could be costly. Jackson inside 50. DeJock in the one-on-one.
Good mark.
Finger tipper is a beauty. So DeJock, that's one of her traits, her high marking capacity. She's got a couple of options running inside the 50 on a tight angle here. She's going to fancy her chances.
She's got to take a great kick.
Pretty much on the boundary line. She's kicked the goal already. This is her 7th disposal coming up. King having a rest off the ground. Done a lot of the ruck work today for the Kangaroos. DeJock for her second major. Right on the boundary line. Well, I don't think she intended on playing on, but she has. Oh, no. And holding the ball. Well, I think she was thinking about going for the dodge and then lost the footy in the process.
Yeah.
So disappointing result. Oh, I'll tell you what, she did well to execute the smother. I think that was out of frustration more than anything else. DeJock picks the ball up. Stripped to the footy. Xander goes in hard. Umpire says high tackle. It'll be a free kick. Matilda Xander be about 40 metres out from goal. This will be a tough kick on a 45-degree angle.
Well, she made up for it there, DeJock. She coming across to the smother.
That's what you got to do. You got to keep your head. Sometimes you lose concentration when you execute an error. DeJock was awake to the situation. Xander, 40 metres out from goal. Hoists it high into the goal square. DeJock flies, couldn't take it. Tierney's in there. Meyer off the ground. Ricochets into the pocket. And we'll have a throw in.
Last couple of times that North Melbourne have come forward, they've found that loose player in defence by Casey, so they just need to lower their eyes and just have a look.
It's been a goalless quarter so far. Casey by 3 points. 12 minutes into this third term. Hard 20-minute quarters, of course, for those tuning in for the first time. Tierney takes it out of the ruck, gives a hand pass off Scott. Hoists it high in the DeJock direction, one-on-one. Palms it down. Good defensive play from Phillips just to get the hand in. We'll have another throw in the opposite pocket.
Yeah, very well done by Phillips.
Done well, actually, today. No, DeJock has been threatening, but probably hasn't been as prominent as she was last week. So Phillips has done a reasonable job on her so far. Still a long way to go. Throw in. It's inside the Kangaroos 450. Tierney almost took it out of the ruck. Casey thumps it forward for the Demons. Fairchild tries to pick it up. Smith is in there as well. And the umpire calls for respite. We'll have another ball up. It's been a plethora of stoppages in this third quarter.
It has. North Melbourne haven't scored this quarter, and Casey have scored 1 point.
North have had fair share of the ball inside their 450. In the last 5 minutes, particularly Rhodes with a tackle. She wasn't going to let her opponent go in Fairchild, and we'll have another ball up.
You certainly could say that if Casey get the next goal, North Melbourne would be really hurt by that.
Swain taps it down. At the back, Jackson gives it off to Rhodes. Oh, she was catted into by Casey like a steam train. It comes out the back. Ling, maybe getting a taste of her own medicine. She looks okay, which is the main thing. Ball still in dispute.
Just tough, good footy, isn't it? That's great to see. You know, it was not a dangerous tackle at all. It was just hard.
It's like the tackle on Paige Shepherd in the AFLW last year, which got a lot of replays. Kick by Smith towards half forward. Tumbling footy. Williams gathered the crumbs off the shoulder of Sheridan, who looks to be hurt. We'll keep an eye on her. Kick by McSweeney in the meantime in the middle of the ground. Sheridan's down for the count behind the play. Still the ball in dispute. Barber on top of it. Doctor's coming out. Barber tries to slap it out. Scott is miscued with the kick. Swain with the tackling pressure on Jackson. Buries her into the turf. And we'll have a ball up. Wonder if she copped a knock to her ribs. That seems to be the motion there from Sheridan.
Yeah, she seems to be clutching down in her midriff.
She's picked herself up. She wants to stay out there, but I think the doctor's saying you've got to come off. So, ball up in the meantime. Swain taps it down. Good hand pass there from Johnson. She's come a long way up the ground. Rhodes. Fairchild picks it up. Swain. Just a running maul over the top of the footy here as Casey executes a good tackle. We'll have a ball up. At least Sheridan looks to be running freely, so hopefully she's all right.
I'll just keep an eye on her down there.
King coming back onto the ground for the Roos. Swain is dominating against Jones with that height advantage in the last couple of minutes. King will probably match that, though. She comes onto the ground. Hand pass came out there from McDonald. Still the ball really in dispute here. Sheeran leaves it for a teammate in Fairchild, who's slung to the ground. Got the hand pass out. It's all Roos. Scott hacks it on the boot, really to no one in particular. And the mark's been taken by Johnson. Got Williams deep. Wheels onto the right foot, kicks inside, 50. Well, it drops short. Sheeran almost took the mark. I think she was surprised at her good fortune. Jones gets it from King. Kick into the middle of the ground. It's all Demons. Taken by Byrne. On the right foot, chips it inside the 50. Hard for O'Neill to take that one on the half volley. She's out number 2. Hosking, was it in the back? No. Still a chance here for the Demons. Kick around the body from Wotherspoon towards the top of the square. Williams can't quite take it. McSweeney with the hand pass. Looks for Rhodes. Overruns the footy. Got a little kick out. McSweeney cannoned into. And a high bump there from Mitchell. So McSweeney's got it at left half back.
16 minutes gone. Jones is up. I think she just got very badly winded. She's up having a drink of water now.
So McSweeney in the meantime. Hard up against the line at left half back. That's a floater off the boot. In the front spot, King is held on to. Jackson tries to fish it out. Here's Theodore, gang tackled. Another ball up.
Have you ever been winded, Damien? Because the first time it happens, you don't know what's going on. You think, my goodness, my ribs have caved in.
It's a bad feeling, isn't it? De Cosmo kicks it high. De Jock in the front spot, couldn't take it. Well done there from Phillips to be on her hammer, and the tackle comes in from McDonald. Causes the turnover, and away they go, the Demons. Castelliotis gives it back. Chance for Lily Johnson. Chips it to half forward. Lynn in the front spot, takes it on the chest. Open forward line here for the Demons. Lynn inside the 50. Sport away from O'Neill. Hand pass from Cowan. Solved her teammate into trouble. Williams, Lynn, they combine well. Hand pass came back from Mitchell to Fairchild. Kick smothered. Here's Ling for the Roos. Overruns the footy. Just couldn't keep her footing there, and it's out of play.
Yeah, Jones is on the bench, ready to come back on, so that's good news. Sheridan.
So throw in deep in the forward pocket here for the Demons. They've been pressing in the last few minutes. Williams takes it out of the ruck. Gives the hand pass off. Chance for Mitchell. Stripped to the footy. Flanagan's had a good game. She's tackled into the turf and a ball up. Just having a look at her stats. 10 disposals for the game. Leading possession winner on the ground. Second leading possession winner on the ground, in fact, according to our stat sheet. Barber. Quick hand pass. That might have been on the full. It was. Yeah. The umpire was awake to it. I reckon that came off the boot there of Samantha Johnson. So Barber will take it at left half back. A reprieve there for the Kangaroos. Rhodes up to 19. They had a bit of trouble with the stat sheet before. So Rhodes is up to 19 disposals and 20 tackles for the Kangaroos. De Cosmo has 16 touches. Tierney with the hand pass. Kick there from Nicholas down the line. He's down for the count behind the play. She'll pick herself up. Xander with the hand pass. Tierney shoved off it there by Samantha Johnson. Spills out. Johnson will get it back from Wotherspoon. Good tackle from Nicholas. and also Xander. And we'll have a ball up. So 19 touches for Rhodes, 16 to the Cosmo, and Meg McDonald is a leading possession winner for the Demons with 14 touches.
Great run down there by Wotherspoon before.
Ball up. King maybe slightly won the palm down. Fairchild combining there with Lampard. Fairchild brought to the turf. Another ball up. So this could be a goalless quarter, about a minute away from three-quarter time.
Could be.
Promised so much this game in the first half in terms of quality. Look, it's still going to be tight, you would suspect. Free kick to Jatsak out of the ruck. Jatsak at right half back. Wheels onto the right foot. Pops it up high. Barber in the front spot. Behind there was Mitchell. Couldn't take the mark. Sheridan. Well, her ribs are getting a test work out there. Flanagan breaks away. Kick off the side of the boot. Clean bowled Xander. Chance for Castelliotis. Overruns the footy. Xander with the follow-up tackle was good. Has support though. Lampard steadies from centre half back, moving back into defence after a stint in the midfield earlier in the quarter. Ling is there for the Kangaroos. King accepts the hand pass from Rhodes. King's kick inside the 50. De Jock's waiting for it. Free kick. And it's going the way of the Demons. I thought for a moment it might go to the Jock, who affects the smother. Good play against Madigan, who follows up well. Well, it was just too much pressure at the end, and Barber takes the mark to intercept 40 out from goal as a three-quarter time siren sounds. It's been a goalless quarter thus far, and Alana Barber can change that and give North Melbourne the lead on the siren.
Can she make the distance?
The Demons have got all their tall timber back on the goal line. Barber will be kicking from 45 metres out. We're right behind it. Kick is going to drop short in the goal square. So a goalless third quarter at Arden Street. But we might still be set for a grandstand finish because it's tight. Casey, 4-2-26. Lead North Melbourne 3-5-23. Good start to the season. They're somewhat under siege here, but there's every chance that they can still prevail because it's a tight contest. There's a goalless third quarter. Damien Watson and Paul Elvish to call all of the action as we get underway. What are we going to be confronted with? Will it be a grandstand finish? King got the knockdown, but Casey wins the clearance. Sophie Casey's kick inside the 50. Through the hands of Ling. Picked up by Sheeran. It's a left foot kick high up in the air. Hoisting it in that half-forward area. Smith was camped underneath it. Little left foot kick from O'Neill is okay. Into the path there of Mitchell. He's confronted immediately. Can't get the hand pass out. Held to her. We'll have a ball up. What are your predictions here, Paul?
Put the pressure on me. I'll stick with Casey. What I saw in the first quarter was great. If they can go back to that football, they'll win this.
King taps it down. Have the advantage on the scoreboard by 3 points to Cosmo. Under pressure, so cool, calm and composed. Kicks it towards right half back. Leading in the race for the footy is Wotherspoon, who's come into the game as it's progressed. That's a good tackle from Meyer. Got the hand pass away, though, did Wotherspoon, who, of course, was taken at number 12 by Melbourne in the AFLW draft. We'll have a throw in.
And last quarter's just started at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, and Southern Saints 4-6-30, Geelong 3-5-23.
Throw in. Will we see an increase in scoring, or will it be a physical slog in this last quarter? King taps it back. This is McDonald. Jatsak overruns the footy. Barber gives it back. Good play from Meyer. Danced on a dollar and gave it to King. Kick towards De Jock. Just couldn't quite trap it with her foot, and away goes Madigan, the youngster. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Getting in the road there is Hales. McSweeney picks the ball up. Can't twist her way out of trouble. It's in the congestion, and we'll have a ball up.
Madigan was taking on De Jock there, running away with it. I thought it was pretty keen.
And very good too. McDonald kicks inside 50. It's fortuitous, but it's ended up with a mark to Dana Smith. Took it on the juggle. Maybe too far out to score. She's virtually on the 50 here. Got a couple of options short. She utilises one of them. Good deliberate head there. And the mark's been taken, and off she goes, Kirkwood. Runs to the 35-metre mark. The kick is off target. Maybe rushed it a fraction. And it's through for a behind. So the margin out to 4 points. 4-3 to 3-5.
And at the NEC hangar, three-quarter time, we have Essendon 4-5-29, Darebin 1-4-10.
Plenty of VFLW action today, of course. Takes centre stage in Melbourne, really, with the VFL men's having a representative game against South Australia. And, of course, the AFL Gather Round in Adelaide this weekend. Hales kicks out wide. King drops the mark. Did well to follow up, though. Umpire giving a bit of latitude, and we'll have a ball up eventually. 55 out from the Demons' goal.
And quarter time at Fenjuy Stadium. Is that how you pronounce it? Fenjuy Stadium?
It's at Box Hill.
Yeah, Box Hill 2-1-13. Collingwood 1 point.
Hosking taken to ground. We'll have another ball up. Interesting to see how these sides go in a tight finish, because neither of them have really faced a tight finish so far this season. So the pressure will be on. King to Rhodes, gets a kick around the body. Xander feeds off the hand pass and away go the Kangaroos. Barber's kick into the middle of the ground, looking forward to Jock. Couldn't take the mark. Follows up well. Fix the Shepherd, taps it to Jackson. Stripped to the footy. Good tackle from behind. To Jock likewise. It was Madigan who initiated the initial tackle. And we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
Good pressure there.
Both sides. So tempo creeping up a notch here after we had a bit of a pedestrian third quarter. Jatsak wins it down for the Demons. Rhodes, little kick off the ground okay to Cosmo. Can't kick the ball up. Good tackle from Meyer there on her opponent in Witherspoon. And eventually the umpire says holding the ball. Very good tackle coming there from McDonald. She wins the free kick on Rhodes, so Audrey Rhodes getting a taste of her own medicine. She's been very good in fairness, Rhodes. 20 tackles for the game. McDonald pops it up high. Into the middle of the ground. Jatsak's a target. Behind is Cowan. Gives a hand pass off Barber. Kick off the side of the boot. Flying high there, Witherspoon. Maybe just misjudged it slightly. Meyer hands it back to Barber. Gets her way around her opponent there in Witherspoon and kicks it inside the 50, looking for DeJock. Good little spoil came for the side from Lily Johnson, and the Demons could work it clear as a consequence. King on the bounce, couldn't quite take it. Out the back, Trisha Cowan picks the ball up. Good hand pass in the one motion to Hales. Now Barber, very good in a physical type of situation. Gives it off to Sheridan, who's recovered. Sheridan's kick into the path of Theodore. And it beats her to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in on the attacking 50 for the Kangaroos. They've regained a bit of territory.
A couple of good passages to play there by Kangaroos going forward.
They forced it through persistence there. Casey have probably had the bulk of the territory in this final term. Can the Roos respond at the other end? To Cosmo. Can't quite pick the ball up. Good pressure from Fairchild. There's that physical pressure once again. Tierney coming over the top. We'll have a ball up.
It hasn't been a high-scoring game, and
no.
We've only had one goal since quarter time. Do you think whoever kicks the next goal wins?
No, I get the sense there's every chance that the floodgates could open if a goal is kicked. Particularly if Casey score the next one, because North have to go on the attack.
Have to kick two then.
Scott, little kick into the pocket. Getting there first is Nicholas. Good turn of foot. Kick towards goal is across the face. It lands at the goal square, really, just over the head of DeJock in the end, who may have been probably half a target in that situation. There's a high kick. Tierney underneath it. Trying to barge your way through Madigan. Got the hand pass away. Demons have the numbers around the footy. Lily Johnson was surprised at the ferocity of the hand pass there. Hosking gang tackle to the ground, and we'll have a ball up.
You can hear the North Melbourne girls yelling out, lock it in, lock it in.
Can they do so here? Jatsak slaps it to ground. Scott. Good tackle effected by Bertrand. And there'll be another ball up. It's just outside the attacking 50 for the Roos. They got DeJock and Tierney as the two tall options up forward. They're lining up deep at the moment. Jatsak wins it down. Rhodes, kick partially smothered. It ricochets out wide. Jatsak paddles to her advantage. Good play from a bit of tall timber here. Scott, hand pass to Rhodes. North have the numbers. Hales has come up for defence. That kicks out of the full. Went off the side of the boot. So a chance for the Demons to repel here, and it'll be through Lily Johnson at left half back. You can hear the instructions coming through the effects mic. Johnson pops it up towards centre wing. Pat converges. Almost taking the mark. Mitchell trying to take it on the second attempt. Grabs it. Hales has got her. Involved is Scott. Good tackle from De Cosmo there. Threw everything at that. It'll be a ball up as Samantha Johnson picks herself up.
Again, North Melbourne doing most of the attacking in this quarter. They just can't seem to get a goal.
Tap one by Swain. Here's Samantha Johnson again. Casey looking for their first victory of season 2024. North looking to remain undefeated. De Cosmo's kick at a confined spot was good. Theodore gets it out. Good play there from Tierney. Oh, Xander caught one for a quarter there. It was a heavy tackle from Castelliotis. So Xander's got it 55 out. Too far out to score. Got the Jock deep. Looks in that direction. The Jock against 3. Still almost took the mark. Follows up with a good tackle. And Madigan's not going anywhere. We'll have a ball up. It's an interesting matchup, isn't it? The exuberance of Madigan against De Jock, who's an intimidating player.
It's fantastic.
Audrey Rhodes up to 22 disposals for the Roos. Double palm down from Swain. Utilising her height advantage. De Cosmo goes in hard. She's had a good quarter so far. Swain. How about that for a contrast? Rhodes was hanging off her. And Swain still got the kick away. Here's Jones. 45 out from home. Went too far and holding the ball. Good tackle there from Johnson. So a chance for the Demons to just dictate terms. Samantha Johnson going short. And the mark taken by Lily Johnson. Still laughing at that tackle. It was brilliant from Rhodes, wasn't it? She was hanging off her arm.
Fantastic.
So Phillips out wide. Looks towards centre wing. Rhodes again with the tackle. Forces a turnover. Cowan's kick towards half forward. It's all Demons. Trying to pick the ball up there is Phillips. Tried to paddle it to her advantage, but no success. Kick inside 50 towards the Jock. It's in front of her. Top of the goal square, where she harried to the ground illegally. Madigan did well in a tight situation. Waited for the cavalry to arrive. Samantha Johnson has it now. Under immense pressure. Madigan. Hand pass comes out. Snap around the body from Nicholas is just wide of the mark. I'll tell you what, Madigan's got a lot of confidence, which I admire, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
It's through for a behind.
And De Jock was probably unlucky not to get a free kick there.
So 3 points the margin. It's 4-3 to 3-6 in favour of Casey. Can the Roos gain the lead here? Going in hard is Meyer. Hand pass comes out from Hales. Jackson's kick smothered. Well done. The 1% is always crucial in a tight game. McDonald gives it back. Kick by Samantha Johnson towards centre wing. De Cosmo on the bounce. Can't quite collect it. Demons have the numbers. Swain. Hand pass. Well, it wasn't really as effective as she would have liked. And Fairchild's getting tackled. Will have a ball up.
Swain caught one in the head before in that attempt for a mark, but she seems okay now.
Swain double palms it down to Cosmo. What a last quarter she's had. Well done from Flanagan. Feeds it out. Rhodes towards the Jock. Can't quite take the mark. Good spoil from Madigan. Here's a chance for Meyer. Through the traffic. Outside of the boots. Needs a kind bounce. Not going to get it. It's a behind. It's a 2-point ball game at Arden Street. 4-3 to 3-7. Halfway through the last quarter.
Wow. We've got a game and a half here, haven't we?
It's been scrappy in the second half. Been probably more free-flowing in the first half. But it's a good war of attrition, it's fair to say. Yeah, good test for both of these teams. Been involved in one-sided encounters so far this season. Lynn of the Demons kicks it off the ground. It's a chance now for Smith. Can't quite pick the ball up. Kick by Barber inside the 50. That's a good slips catch there on the chest from Byrne. She's playing in that loose position deep in defence. She's held that role and that mantle well.
Very much so.
Byrne chips short over the head of Smith. Not her best effort in terms of the kick, that is. Here's a chance for Scott. Retracts back, kicks it around the body. Madigan takes away with great penetration with the don't argue. It's a kick. There's a North Melbourne player down behind the plates. Nicholas will keep an eye on that. Scott with the intercept for the Roos. Kicks into the middle of the ground in the corridor. Jackson gets her way around O'Neill. Kicks towards De Jock. Through her hands. 2-on-1 contest. De Jock falls to ground. Applies the tackle on Samantha Johnson. Casey comes in to lend support. De Jock harried to the turf. Rhodes tries to pick it up. Casey over the top. This is good physical footy and we'll have a ball up.
Nicholas is okay. She's run up to what you would probably call the full forward area.
I like the confidence of Madigan to run off her opponent there and just show a bit of conviction. It's risky, but it's exuberance at its best. De Jock takes it out of the ruck. Kick smothered. Jackson around the corner. Almost an unguarded square. Tierney takes it. Kick around the body. North Melbourne at the front.
Well, they've just tried to get that goal for 2 quarters, haven't they? They're just persisting, and they finally got one. It fell to her feet. She was able to kick it. We're coming up to, by the time this ball's going to be bounced, over 13 minutes gone. Still plenty of time for Casey, but they have to start getting control of the ball. They probably need to go forward straight away. Wow.
Good follow-up from Tierney as well. Yeah. Took her own crumbs. It was a 2-on-2 situation at the top of the square. Very dangerous kick inside 50 there from Jackson, which was good. And North Melbourne hit the front. Be heartbreak for Casey, really. They've led for most of the day. And North hit the lead, 4-7 to 4-3. We've got 7 minutes remaining in the contest. Can the Demons respond? It has been a bit of a seesawing game, momentum-wise.
It has, and just Casey have only kicked the 3 points since quarter time.
Yeah. And they've had their chances as well since quarter time to get some majors on the board. Because they've had territory, they just haven't scored very well since quarter time.
And that poster from O'Neill that could have gone, the other side of the post. And
be a different contest at the moment. King with the tackle. Be another ball up. They're happy with this North Melbourne, this rugged style of play. Happy to take some time off the clock. We've just got over 6 minutes remaining.
And North Melbourne since quarter time have kicked 2-4.
Tackle on Barber was good from Fairchild. Be another ball up. I said both sides have had one-sided encounters at different sides of the ledger so far this season. It's be a good test in a tight situation. Lampard with the clearance for the Demons. Hoist it high. Going back with the flight is Sheridan. Gang tackle applied there on Mitchell. And we'll have a ball up.
Well, this is exactly where Casey won it.
So Mitchell's been prominent in the second half for the Demons. Wonder if she'll figure prominently here. Jatsak. Been good in the ruck. Kicks it high. Sheridan going back with the flight. Good spoil away from Lynn. Jackson has really lifted. Gives a hand pass back to McSweeney. Back to Jackson with the 1-2 off left half back. Good combination. Jackson's kick is high. Pretty much into open space on centre wing. Collected by Bertrand. Has support. Run provided by Lily Johnson. But to no avail with that attack because the 1%ers have been there for the Kangaroos in this second half. It's out of play.
Yeah, they've got to get forward again here, Casey. They're running out of time. There's only 5 minutes left.
There is still time, though. 4-7 to 4-3. We've just got to be efficient. Dana Smith coming off the ground for the Demons. Jatsak wins it down. Good tackle from Fairchild. It's one of her trademarks. They're on Scott, and we'll have a ball up. So O'Neill coming back onto the ground for the Demons. She's kicked 2 goals already, both coming in the first quarter. Jatsak takes it out of the ruck. Lampard tries to barge her way through. Fairchild likewise. Good tackle there from Barber. And Rhodes involved. Having a look at her tackle count up to 22, I believe. And she's the leading possession winner on the ground with 23 touches.
Wow. Dominating.
Here she is again. Rhodes. Good tackle there from Lampard. It'll be another ball up. They're just eating away the seconds. Just over 4 minutes remaining. North by 4 points. The Demons have led for most of the day. Tap one down by Jatsak. Here's a chance for Barber. Slung to the ground. Eventually comes out. Lynn. Kick inside the 50. Oh, courage there. Going back with the flight, Tierney. Ling gets it out of defence for North Melbourne. Only as far as Wotherspoon. Off she goes with the exuberance. Gets the hand pass away. Big chance here for the Demons. Fairchild inside the 50. Oh. Williams went in hard for the footy. Free kick for a sling. Push out, whatever you like. Sheridan's not happy. But it looks like Williams has got it. And she can line up to put Casey back in front.
I didn't mind Wotherspoon playing on there. It was a clear mark, but she took the game on knowing there's not much time left. Quickly got it going forward, and it worked out. So, wow.
Tegan Williams has had 9 touches and has kicked a goal already. It's been a key focal point.
She hit the ground hard, didn't she? But she's got up okay.
Tegan Williams to regain the lead for Casey. 37 metres out directly in front. The pressure is on. She can't quite stand up to it. She's hooked it for a behind. It's a 3-point game.
Casey have to lock it in here. It's got right on 3 minutes left. They have to lock it in.
So Sheridan to bring it back into play. 4-7 to 4-4 on the scoreboard here at Arden Street. Casey trailing. Have led for most of the day. Most important time to lead, though, is at the final siren. Sheridan short to Jones, her skipper. Got a co-skipper King down the line if she wants it.
They're eating up the time here in North Melbourne.
Yeah, very smart play. Jones along the boundary line. Hosking in from the side. Almost took the mark. King was there as well. What can Casey muster? Hosking finds the sanctity of the boundary line. Will have a throw in.
Yes. Casey have got Smith back here all and alone as a loose person in the back line. Sorry, it's not. It's Phillips.
He's been a good defender today, Casey Phillips. All in. King wins it down. Scott got the hand pass away. Heavy tackle applied there by McDonald holding the ball. Well done from Meg McDonald. Didn't give an inch. Now, is this going to be a 50-metre penalty? No, she gets it. McDonald with the hand pass. Run provided by Wotherspoon. Kicks it long inside the 50. It's been plucked out by Lynn. Takes the mark. 15 metres out from goal. And she could potentially win the game for Casey.
How did she mark that? That is unbelievable.
She plucked it from nowhere amidst a sea of players.
Great overhead mark for a player of her size. Wow. If she kicks this, you'd almost say it's the winning goal.
Jo Lynn has kicked a goal already. Casey have led for most of the day. North have retaken it. Now for Casey to get the lead back through Lynn.
She's missed it. No.
She sneaks it home. Jo Lynn steps up to the plate and puts Casey back in front at the death.
Apologies, I thought she missed it then. And she's just snuck it in. Now, by the time this ball gets bounced in the middle, we're looking at 30 seconds left, I would say. We're at 19:05 now. There is time. There is time for North Melbourne. They just have to quickly get it out of the middle. Long kick up on the forward line.
What an effort from Jo Lynn to just pluck it almost out of obscurity in that contest. She snuck it in by the barest of margins with the shot. 5-4 to 4-7. Casey looking for their first win of the season. They led for most of the day. Tap one by King. North need a clean takeaway here. Trying to break away is Jatsak. Kick off the ground from Fairchild. McSweeney. Quick kick into the middle. Rhodes, this is their chance. Rhodes, good smother. Fantastic smother from McDonald. Forces the turnover. Jatsak, high kick. Going to be chopped off. Jones, there's not much time. To Cosmo.
That'll be it.
Takes the mark. There's 3 seconds to go. To Cosmo with the hand pass. Siren imminent. Siren sounds. Casey victorious at Arden Street in an absolute thriller.
Well, just to the right of us here, we've got the Melbourne coaches box, and they are ecstatic. I kept an eye on them when that siren went, and they all threw their arms up in the air, patting each other on the back. Well, after, leading and dominating that first quarter, North Melbourne the next 2 quarters just kept fighting back. They didn't take their chances. Casey got that goal right near the end. I suppose at the end, North Melbourne are probably going to be really disappointed that they just didn't get those goals when they were attacking in the second, third quarters. So
Jo Lynn, the hero, she kicked 2 goals for the game, including the winner in the last minute. And it proves to be the difference. Casey 5-4-30.